Hi, my name is Richard Armstrong. The name of the company is ARMAG Manufacturing.
Could you give us some background information about the business and what motivated you to get into agro processing in the first place?
The business is a sister company of a firm, ARMAG Farms. ARMAG Farms got into growing sweet potato on a year-round basis. And as soon as we found that that was possible and that we weren't having any issues with droughts and the dry season causing problems with stopping the flow of sweet potatoes, we then got to the point where we needed to look for other markets for the product. And of course, the cry in Barbados for years has been the fact that we just don't process a lot of the food that we eat. We tend to bring in all the processed food from overseas. So as soon as I was confident that I could supply myself with sweet potato year-round, I took the plunge.
And what products does ARMAG manufacture at present?
At the moment, our main product is the sweet potato French fry. We are also looking at a few other cuts with sweet potato, like slices and that kind of thing, not on the market yet, doing some experimentation. And we also were, when cassava was available, we were doing a product for Purity and some other bakers where they were using 45% of the cassava product, which was just like a wet mash, to replace flour. Sorry, they were replacing 40% of the flour with this cassava mash.
And how has been the demand for ARMAG's products and what type of feedback have you received from customers?
The feedback has been very good. We unfortunately did not get the business from the fast food outlets that we were hoping to get, which was a bit of it was a bit of a disappointment. But the feedback from the hotels and the restaurants, and Sandals is a big partner, they're very pleased with the product. It has been good.
In your opinion, how do your locally produced sweet potato fries compare to the imported substitutes?
Well, in my opinion, they actually taste like sweet potato. The imported brands that we tried prior to starting the business, quite often you didn't know that you were eating a sweet potato. You could taste the salts and the spices and things that they had on the product. But in my opinion, it was difficult to actually tell that they were sweet potato. So we made an effort to make sure that our product tasted like a sweet potato. And we thought it important to do that because Bajans are sweet potato eaters. And because of that, we have done the product without a lot of spices and salt mixes to give the buyer a chance to do their own thing. In other words, you can buy my sweet potato and you can flavor it how you want to flavor it, but you can tell that it has come from a sweet potato.
Do you have any expansion plans for the operation in the foreseeable future?
Yes, the cassava, because once we can get a flow of the raw material with cassava, we can see that there's more that we can do with cassava. As I said, we are doing some other cuts with sweet potato. As soon as we get the cook times and the right sizing and all packaging and that sorted, we can look at expanding that. And we are also looking at some other things to do with the processing plant, which some ducks have to line up first before we actually get into that.
Do you export any of the company's products? And if not, are there any plans to venture outside of Barbados?
We don't currently expand. I tried to go regionally, made some trips, did some talking about the fact of the matter is we just can't compete with the same imports that I talked about earlier. And again, unfortunately, it doesn't seem as some of these other islands give the same protection that Barbados does to regional products. So it's a cost issue.
What would you consider to be some of the critical points in building a successful business?
Well, first of all, you have to have a good product. You have to have a product that you can maintain the standard of. And you got to manage expenses. You definitely got to manage expenses.
How has the challenging economic climate been impacting your business, and what measures have you put in place to sustain the operation?
I think the economic situation stopped us from growing. I don't think we lost customers. We haven't seen a decline in sales. The sales have gradually gone up. It peaks and falls depending on the season. But I think we expected to grow a bit more and a little quicker than we have done. But as I say, I don't think it didn't cost us sales. Our sales maintained through the bad period, but we were hoping for more growth.
Are you utilizing energy efficient and renewable energy solutions in your business?
Definitely, we have the entire roof of the plant now covered in I think it's a 46 kW solar system, which does a good job of cutting the electricity bill. We've tried to use as much as possible the most efficient electric motors in the plant. I'm in the process of looking at changing out some of the old fluorescent bulbs to the what's the new one called? LEDs. Yes. Yeah. So we've tried our best.
How did you hear about EGFL?
I think that was through my talking with BIDC when we were first looking to set the business up. I think they are who they suggested to come to.
And what impact did EGFL have on your business?
Well, the lending rate was way better than the commercial banks were offering, so that's obviously a huge bonus. I guess they were set up as a developmental type organization, so their follow-ups with me were a lot better than I've experienced with local banks. Yeah, I think mainly because they're set up to do that, as a developmental operation, that it was a better experience.
Is the business involved in any community projects?
Not directly community, but we entertain schools and like community college and other places like that, UE, on a very regular basis, and we encourage them to come. But in terms of community projects directly, no, not anymore.
What advice would you give to a young person who is now starting out in a career path as an entrepreneur?
Make sure they have a good suspension, good shock absorbers, because the road can be very rocky. Again, they have to have a good product or a good service. They have to believe that they have a good product and a good service, and be prepared to work hard. And again, most importantly, as far as I'm concerned, manage expenses well.
How do you balance your time between business, family, and your other interests?
You're presuming that I have time for other interests. To be quite honest with you, my other interests have been shelved at the moment, and balancing between family and business is not easy. I have 3 sons, all below the age of 11, so I guess I say no more.